ho, ho! I am Almighty Santa, and Merry Christmas to you all! As you can see, I got my sack with me. So I bet you wonder what is inside my sack today. And you might also wonder why I am sitting next to the very pretty gingerbread house that I built several days ago. And I have eaten it, but still here it is, intact, and as pretty as it was the day that I built it. Well, you see, that is because the magic of filmmaking. But enough talking. Let's take a look on what's inside my sack today. How very exciting. I bet you are as excited as I am. Let's take a look on what's inside here. Seems to be upside down. Okay, I see it is yet another one of those marvelous computer games that are so popular among kids these days. And speaking of kids, as you can see on the front, this is clearly a kids game. It is a pretty girl holding a stuffed animal, and she is going out on adventure with a scissor in her hand and a mallet, and that might be her grandpa waving goodbye at their pretty house there. It says a collector's edition. Includes A2 poster and soundtrack music CD. This is Edna and Harvey the Breakout. That's the name of the game. So let's take a look on what is written on the back. Edna and Harvey escape the asylum. That sounds like a really pretty story. Edna wakes up in a padded cell without any memories. How did she get here? She doesn't have the faintest idea, but one thing is for sure. She's been falsely imprisoned and she needs to break out. After all, she feels sane. Her talking stuffed rabbit Harvey agrees with her. Oh, how a cute story this is. Together, they attempt to escape the asylum, meeting their bizarre fellow inmates along the way. From the man in the bee costume to the Siamese twins, Harry and Marty, Dr. Marcel, the director of the asylum, tries everything to stop them, help Edna recover her memories, escape the asylum and defeat Dr. Marcel. What kinds of kids game is this? It's a really strange story for a kids game, isn't it? Well, there is some more text here. Let's read it as well. An old school point and click adventure game. Look at, pick up, use. You know what I mean? It's like in the early days. Well, I didn't come up with that. It is actually written right here on the back of the box. Unique comic graphics completely drawn by real human beings with their own hands. Awesome! All characters have got a screw loose, some of them even two. There's even a talking rabbit. Waste your precious lifetime thanks to more than 120, yes, 120 rules. Extreme long gameplay time guaranteed. After playing through the game for the second time, big furry rabbit ears will start growing out of you. What? That sounds pretty unpleasant, so you better only play this game once then. It is a flap here, so let's open it up. Oh, it is a lot of text in here. Do you see all that text? Do you want me to read it for you? Of course you do. How silly of me to even ask. Edna. The rebellious Edna finds herself locked in a padded cell. How did she get there and why? Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure. Freedom-loving Edna has got to break out. The twisted Dr. Marcel has wiped her memories to hide the ghastly events which led to her being locked up. Help Edna find out what happened. Harvey. Harvey's always around to brighten up Edna's day with crazy ideas and biting comments. Edna's sidekick with the emphasis on kick. 500 grams of deli terry cloth can get you into surprisingly deep trouble. A cute but dangerous rabbit. Bee-man. A sensitive stripling, scared of insects. His father was a beekeeper who wanted him to take over the family business. Bee-man wanted to be an actor, but one thing led to another. Now he's sitting in the asylum, drawing pictures with crayons. Aluman. Aluman was originally employed as a caretaker in the asylum. One day, while working on the wiring, he was electrocuted. The moment after the shock, beings made of light appeared and ordered him to leave his caretaker existence, disguise himself as an inmate, and help expose the ghastly goings-on at the asylum. Hardy and Marty. Hardy and Marty were two normal, sane friends who ended up in the asylum after developing a belief they were Siamese twins. In fact, they were just sharing the same sweater. Oh, how silly. Mr. Frock think he's a frock coat. That's why he lives in the laundry elevator of the asylum. Through lack of sunlight, Mr. Frock has lost all color, which he proudly thinks will help him get him a part in the Las Vegas magic show. Dr. Marcel, the director of the asylum and the inventor of the controversial white paper method, which cures neurosis by deleting memories of traumatic events from the patient's brain. Dr. Marcel was known as a brilliant scientist, but now his former good reputation is just a thing of the past. What is the embittered scientist planning for Edna? Bruce Broker. Just when stockbroker Bruce should have been making a decision about £1 million deal, his wife surprised him with the birth of their first child. the stock market doesn't allow for distractions, so in fraction of a second, Bruce lost everything, including his mind. And then there is a bunch of other characters down here, but let's see what is inside the game box here. It is a sleeve that I need to pull off from the game box itself, and it is a bunch of text on here as well, but it is the same text as on the sleeve here, so I won't bother reading that. And it is wrapped in plastic, so I need to get my trusty Santa's knife and cut the plastic open. Maybe I don't have to use my knife, I see now, because there is a tab right here that I can peel off easily like that. So let's take a look on what is inside here. Oh, it is a bunch of stuff in here. It is some pieces of paper, and there is 2 discs in here. Look here, 1, 2, it is 2 discs. One being the game itself, and the other is apparently the soundtrack right there. And let's take a look on what this is. Oh, it seems to be a big poster here. If I am able to unfold it. Here we go. It is a really big poster with Edna and Harvey and all their friends. And here is the manual. So let's quickly look through it and see what it says. There is an introduction. Do you want me to read that as well? Of course you do! How silly of me to even ask. Introduction. Hey there! Pat yourself on the back for buying Edna and Harvey the Breakout. But if you get it as a gift, how is it then? Well, I don't know. Just in case, let's don't read this text. It is not interesting. Then we got the main menu and some other stuff. And then we got controls and some pictures. And then we have some dialogue system and some even more pictures. And then we have Harvey skills and some more pictures and keyboard controls and leopard mode and the game menu and some other this game. And then some license agreement and 2 blank pages. So that was what was inside this game disc here, this game box, I mean. And I think it is a game that is suitable for kids because there is pretty graphics. Just look at Edna and her stuffed rabbit Harvey. Look how fun it seems. this game. Yes, so I think it is very suitable for young kids. Or perhaps not. But anyway, that was it. So take one long last look on my very pretty gingerbread house right over here. Oh, look at the pretty colors. Oh, look, there's snow here. And, or I mean, it was snow here because I have eaten this gingerbread house. There is some smoke coming up the chimney there. There are some things on the roof there. And there is a bunch of stuff all over the roof and over the walls. And it looks really pretty. So, with that said, Merry Christmas!
Edna, notorious troublemaker, can't remember why she's locked up, wants to break out. Harvey, Edna's imaginary friend, bit of a pyromaniac, a dangerous bunny. Dr. Marcel, head of the insane asylum, once a brilliant scientist, now bitter and sinister. Bruce Broker, used to be a successful broker, until he lost his fortune and his mind. Man in a bee costume, was supposed to inherit the family honey business, wanted to become an actor, spends his days drawing with crayons. Drogglejack, 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 Drogglejack! Peter and Petra, she wants him, he doesn't. Mr. Jacket, lives inside the asylum's laundry system, has turned white as a sheet, thinks he's a frog. Hoti and Moti are convinced they are conjoined twins, actually only share a sweater.